is looking tiresome for both teams. I mean, Nonshin down to just the duo. Godlike with only one man left remaining. And Alula, they've seen the blood in the water. They want to see if they can roll over. They smell potential points here.
Why not? Honestly, grab them where you can. Alula sends up Yasser. Nongshim Red Force has not got the reset online at all. Still priming nades upstairs. It's going to have to be a big call. Tizzy on the outside. Luckily that Molotov is not on target. Tizzy's just going down. What are we doing?
Sorry, enemy no knock I guess
playing with our hearts right now. Opening up with maybe a gargantuan game. Leading us to believe it is possible once again for Aurora.
Enigma Galaxy coming out swinging as well. Might have been a bit quiet in terms of the overall aggregate elims we've seen to this point, but we know it's a team that can deliver with some consistency late game. They've got nades as well. Oh, the red zone forming on top of the arena. Thankfully for them, a little bit of deployable cover will make all the difference. Turney K in the back trying to keep his eyes on what's going on. But if you flick to the elim feed, you can see Doc's doing damage. The scalpels come back out for Aurora. Blank
end up denying the point here. Reefus spraying in, has 217 bullets as well, so they have had a lot of loot crates to pursue and peruse.
Just trying to keep himself sustained and run the clock down on this one as long as possible. See if he can deny it out to the blue potentially, because if he goes running in there, that's just another point for Aurora.
He's trying to get an extra placing on this one, but I don't think anyone else is going down anytime soon. Still more. He's mistimed it. Yeah, unfortunate. I think he thought that the angle was bad for him, so pulls off the first aid kit there. Sadly, not able to rank up once again. If he'd waited a little bit longer, maybe he would have ranked up over E-Arena here, who will go down shortly, I imagine. Turney K not able to weather the pressure here from Alula, who have been impressive this tournament for a team that was kind of down on their luck last year. I don't think a lot of people had high hopes for this squad. They have come into EWC looking fairly decent. Like, a lot of work's been going on for this squad. A lot of practice in the meantime. But Enigma Galaxy up in top 3. A rocky group stage for them, but we're still able to grab those points. And I do attribute some of that to Coops. He is a nuts player on side.
He's been a big King Cooper for this team, bro. Wearing that crown with some of the plays he's making. He wants to slam down on the off-angle peak behind the vehicle here. Alula trapped, cowering. One by one, they eat the bullets and they fall. Huge step up for Enigma Galaxy, and enough time to fix their HP as well before any other fights are forced. The only solo player from Furia, Igor, just trapped in the ditch between our two teams that are going to scrap for the dinner, and Tom finds that one for an extra elim.
Just instantaneous shots coming through. So we're down to Aurora. Reefer swings very wide here. Over towards the northern edge and hold both positions. An awkward angle like that could make them very worried. Has a little bit of hard cover here, but it is outside the zone. Gonna wrap back, but at least got the info on side. Coops tries to hit the shots, has to go for the reload here. Gonna go for another as he passes on by. Again, I do think for Enigma Galaxy, Coops is a really big deal. Not just on his own, though. It's the fact that Lord has someone to play off.
Yeah.
Lord is also a very aggressive player, but Ralph and Satan, they like to take it slow, and that's great, and it works out, but you do need someone else to move forward and bank off of one another. So for Enigma Galaxy, I do think this is the perfect setup right now for them. Joel will move forward into the smoke line, 17 eliminations on the game. A teaser, potentially, from Aurora, and we'll hold our breath for it.
Ooh.
Nice. Just unreal.
It's greatly timed from Joel. The shrapnel hitting hard
He
onto
knows.
Enigma.
He knows, Jackie.
Look at the lineup. Wants to get it behind the cover flare. Barely, but they bait him out enough. That's more chip damage. Coop's on half HP.
Molly.
Could be good.
Oh, this is annoying. This is very frustrating for Coops. It's really slowing them down. Giving quite a bit of time for Aurora to reposition off the back of this as well, because both the front targets have been distracted, discombobulated in the chaos. Thought it might be a little harder for Aurora to get back into the circle. They also know the north side's free after that original rotate from Reefus. Ralph had to go back up that angle, but they have all the knowledge in the world going forward here. They've opened up the full library on this game.
A lot of nades being baited out here by Coops as well. He's down to 2 nades and 1 Molotov. Ralph actually being isolated from his off-angle peek round the backside. That's half his HP gone. The vehicle detonates in front of him. One Blessing has got a little bit more cover to try peek off of, but no easy rotation.
Still the 4v4 here. Utility down to nothing on side of most of these players. It will just be a dry gunfight, and honestly, on top form, I do think Aurora beats them out on that. Coops and Lord, though, deadly duo. Prime at the 2 nades. Doc is up front. Is this the dockening once again? Takes 2 nades. Just will tank them. But there's 2 more coming, and I'm not sure he'll be able to do the same on the next. They both go wide. He's going to push forward into the smoke. We'll have to swing back, but one player goes down the back line. It is top, and now Aurora's down to 2. Enigma Galaxy is making this happen.
They're standing tall right now. They want to convert this one into a chicken dinner win on game 1 as 2 of Aurora's players buckle under the pressure.
It's over.
Ruthless falls. It's all down to the last man in Joel. They need to isolate the peak as he hits Lord heavy, but he's gone. Cut short.
Oh
the Aurora is gone.
That is insane. That is insane, Jackie. I got to eat my words on that one as well. I mean, for Enigma Galaxy, what a good game. Did say, though, Aurora do like to choke.
The crazy thing is, it was probably the most fitting head-to-head of 2 teams we could have.
Yeah.
Similar contrasted play styles, the way they split off, confident their 2v2s, the off-angle aggression, but I started to get worried, man. Pointing to the map feed, I'm seeing Doc charging in. Slight timing on the nades, it all collapses.
It's the docketing. It's happening again.
Bro, just absolutely come alive on that one.
Yeah, wonderful stuff. Actually wonderful stuff. I still think Aurora played that game very, very well, though. I think when you watch them in those moments, they are so clean on the shots here and there. I think it's just a little bit of a stumble towards the end there where you're trying to pull yourself out of those buildings. That is hard, getting back across the road. They don't have a huge amount of space to play with. Enigma Galaxy also has the high ground, so they set up well on this one. But yeah, good stuff from Enigma Galaxy. Again, Lord and Coops, though. That is a great duo. We're seeing a lot of fantastic duos be born here over at EWC and really spread their wings into these matches.
You can see him enjoying it as well. Ralph enjoying the celebration from the fans behind them there. Everyone in the arena popping off with Enigma Galaxy taking game 1. Stay tuned for even more.
welcome to the front of stage. My name's Barney Banks and I'm joined by S2G's very own Badish. Badish, how's it going, man?
Fine, bro, you?
I'm very well, thanks. I mean, let's talk a little bit before we get into the nitty-gritty of the teams and how things are going for you guys. Let's talk a bit about Paris. How's the Esports World Cup been for you so far?
Paris is amazing, bro. Eiffel is so good. The castles are Notre Dame, the Pantheon. Everything is good at the Paris. But Arena is more than good. There is, I don't know. It's my first time at the World Cup and it feels so good.
It's amazing, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about your team, S2G. Let's talk about the preparations coming to EWC. Were you guys, preparing here on site or did you boot camp in Turkey? What was the plan?
Just we did boot camp at the Istanbul. We have a gaming house at the Istanbul. And before tournament, we go to China, the PMI,
Wow.
Macau invitation tournament. And I don't know, I feel we're gonna take this.
You feel like we're going to get this? Well, S2G's run through the group stage was really good. Now we're in the finals. How are the team feeling? Are they nervous? Are they excited? Like, what's the vibe from the team right now?
They seeing me, my players are seeing me. Maybe we're gonna get the first place, maybe we're gonna get the sixth place.
Oh,
They
wow.
don't know. Yeah, but I think we're gonna handle this.
It's a very strong group of finalists, isn't it? So
yeah.
if you get on a roll, like momentum is a big thing in this game. If you start playing well, you could take it all. But do you have faith in them? Do you think they can do this?
Yeah, I believe them.
I believe too. Badish, thank you so much for joining me in this interview. I really appreciate it. Enjoy the event and we'll see you later.
See you.
Back to you
Bye-bye.
guys.
Day number one in serious business here now for PMWC at EWC 26. And what better way to start it off than I have two legends here from India to talk about what's happened so far as well as what may be to come. So, of course, I have Admino and I have Aru here as we have Godlike and, of course, Orangutan going to be representing from India. So I guess I'll ask you, Admino, first. You guys must have watched the survival stage. What did you think about the teams and gameplay overall from the survival stage?
It was kind of little passive, like the previous group were too much aggressive, or maybe they were one more chance, that's why they were aggressive, and this was a survival stage. But I think Tianma got the momentum and the top 6 were expected, as we have decided already in the podium thing that we have a fun activity over there.
Yeah.
And I think Alula gave a little bit surprise, and I hope so they perform good in Grand Finals also. But I'm hoping for Tianma to carry forward the momentum that they have already got in survival stage.
How about you, Aru? What did you make of the survival stage?
We tried to grab as many things as we could from the playstyles and the lobby structure to get a better understanding and to be able to predict better what the structure of the finals lobby would look like. And obviously we don't really fear anyone, but yeah, there are many respectable opponents that we need to respect in game as well, as much as we should, not more, not less. So yeah, we are confident coming to the finals and looking at the survival stage. We know that when teams have like only one last chance, it's like they play more in pressure, and yeah, that's it.
All right, so I wanted to actually ask a bit of a fun question since we've got two fantastic teams here. I'll start with you, Aru. If you had to take a player from Admino's team and add them to your roster, who would you pick and why?
Maybe Espoir, because he's really consistent.
Okay. Same question to you, Admino. Who would you take from Aru's team and why?
Aru insists because it's a good idea.
What do you think about that? You think you're a good IGL? You think that's fair?
I don't know, I just work.
All right, so kind of final thoughts, kind of look at the finals as a whole here. I'll start with you, Admino. Well, what's your expectations here for the final? Obviously, it's an amazing lineup of 16 teams, arguably one of the best lineups of all time here at PMWC. So how do you think your chances are here?
Well, I won't be saying anything. I'll just prove it by performing over it.
Perfect. How about you, Aru? What are you thinking for the final?
I'm just here to play and enjoy the 18 games because I love this game. I don't want to feel any pressure or, set unnecessary expectations from myself. If we are going to enjoy the game, inside the game, then we are definitely going to perform well as well.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me and best of luck today.
Thank you, Kalaris, for that amazing interview there with Admino and none other than Aru. But it does end up coming down to Aurora at the end. Even though Enigma Galaxy won, congratulations, Enigma Galaxy. I gotta give this team some props because we're finally seeing the MVPs show up for that squad. But Enigma Galaxy, Coops, especially at the end, what a surprise for them being able to come out with a win.
It's so nice. Just in my notes, I just have Coops because that's all you gotta say,
She does.
really.
She
I
does,
do. Can
yeah.
confirm. Yeah. See,
Confirm.
see that? Yeah.
I can't read that.
Yeah, my handwriting's not great. But Coops was awesome. I really love the jump that they're coming through throughout that game, right? They played on that edge side. They waited for their moment. They bided their time. And what I loved particularly here, Max, was their push onto EA was not super aggressive. All they wanted was space inside the zone. They didn't go for that full push and that full clear of the team. They're just like, hey, we want some space. We're going to take it from you, take a couple of points as well, and then wait some more. I really liked that from them.
I have an idea, but this is just pure speculation. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I'm like, maybe they slowed down the fight into E-Arena, hoping Al-Ula would go for a third party, and then they could let them fight each other and pick off the rest. I don't know if that was the actual reasoning, but it's how it worked out in the end, and because of that fight in particular, they get a 23-pointer tied with Aurora Gaming.
Lace, and we get just pure aggressiveness right off the bat. This feels like a PMWC Finals, baby, as 3 teams were able to get 13 or more eliminations. Aurora with the 17. Tiamba started off hot as well.
Man, I did not like, I mean, you know, we came out of that survival. It's just not, I just love the fact, right? I'm just getting so excited, so passionate here, that the fact that they carried on the same momentum that they had. I mean, it was exceptional from them. Obviously took the hot drop seriously, which, you know, shout out, love a hot drop taken seriously, and were able to capitalize and obviously recover the team. And this is, it's just a crazy storyline from them, from bottom to the top. And I mean, I'm so excited to see what they can do next.
Yeah, for Tiamba, they're looking to carry that momentum that we saw out of them in survival. Something that you actually enjoyed watching that game is the plan B, the adjustments that Tiamba was able to do. Max.
Because they had a great hot drop, right? I think it was, what, 9 eliminations after the hot drop? Absolute mad start for these guys. And then they start losing players. They want to go for the recall, which is usually Tinglong Garden. But then Hora, coming out of nowhere, looking to chase down the recall player, which usually is Eagle in Tinglong Garden. And Eagle instantly, instant response, seeing we don't want to go out to Hora. We're going to go for an Eastern rotation, a bit out of their way. But by doing so, he gets the entire team back up, and they get 16 eliminations off the back of that. Eagle, definitely, maybe not in terms of elims, but the MVP of the game in terms of what he allowed his teammates to do this match.
Allowing the team to be able to come back, allowing the team to just be able to just be there for support. Allow the other players to just frag out. And for anybody that had Tiamba, Enigma Galaxy, or Aurora in your predictions, congratulations, because those teams have been performing quite well. If you haven't already, make sure you check out the EWC Play app. Go put in your predictions. You could end up getting some rewards there depending on what your predictions are. And no surprise here that it is Milu from Tiamba with the MVP once again. 8 eliminations. This man is just non-stop right now.
He is. You can't stop this man. He's just going to go from better to better to better performance. Here we go, the head-to-head. You're seeing here 16 eliminations versus 17 of Aura. And if I'm not mistaken, Milu had at least 8 or 9 of those. So,
you know how you just had some notes and it was just, just Milu. Man, this man's just chasing that MVP at this point.
He is. He absolutely is. QZZ, though, shout out to QZZ. That 1v2 onto the rest of Vitality. He was wiped out by Aura like seconds later, but yeah, it's some really, really good stuff there. There's a lot more players on the team than just Milu that are really fragging out.
I mean, I was wondering going to this, are we going to get group stage Champion? Are we going to get survival stage Champion? Clearly, with this opening performance 7, it is survival stage Champion in the finals.
And we're hoping that that's going to be the case. If you're a Tiamba fan, you're going to be looking really happy. If you're a Fourth Rise fan, Fourth Rise, it's looking for a comeback here. Same with OG, but let's see what's going to be happening here on the second game of PMWC at EWC 26 Finals.
Mad props to Coops. First of all, mad props to actually
Great breakdown there, recap of what we saw on our screens live in game 1.
Finally gets to play some matches.
Starting to get a little bit louder in here, but Paris, I want to know how loud can you get? Let's get some
the
noise
gameplay,
going!
which is good to see. Holding those angles. Actually, like the way he set himself up, he came from really good sense. The big thing was he didn't need to go down either. And I think a lot of times all he needs to do is know with the reality crowd, they've been knows where he needs to be playing. It's just sometimes he'll play those spots doing fairly well here so far. It's really, really nice to see. I think again, he's just letting in the rest of his team work those angles whilst he plays that off angle in a really, really strong. The guy's got so many frustrating spot to deal with. But we're heading up to angle now, so probably a little less action. The team's also looking a little bit more reserved, I would say, in the game today, which is good to see. Holding those angles. Fury last game did come down to eagle. Once again, the big thing was, didn't immediately go down either. And I think a lot of times, all he needs to do is he knows the layout of the land. He knows where he needs to be playing. It's just how late in the game it was and how strong everyone else he was up against was looking, right? So he's just letting in the rest of his team work those angles some extra points out of it. In a really, really strong could have been. For some of our other talented squads, they're far down the standings. But like we touched on, Rondo is Rondo. And now we get something a little bit more normal. Opening playing path established here. Fury all the way down the middle. Down to Eagle. Once again, down on that eastern side. And honestly, mate, you know, open here for teams to move in. I think you favour him kind of positions like that where if he had to step up as a solo, it's just how late in the game it was and how strong everyone else he was up against was looking, right? Uncomfortable position to be left in, but hey, they still squeeze some extra points out of it, so it's better than it could have been. For some of our other talented squads, they're far down the standings, but like you touched on, Rondo is Rondo, and now we get something a little bit more normal. Opening playing path established here. We didn't all way down the middle. Much at the end of that game. On the eastern side, there is definitely fire in those bellies today. Open here for teams to move into, make that a little bit harder to get towards just be like, let's have a side. North George compound when we're playing edge. South George, probably South George wants to be a little bit of a long approach on that one. Vital's just how early. I actually I don't really ever mind the Kameshki split, honestly, over towards Stalber on that eastern side. You have a lot of position to loot. Most of the time you're not having a second team come over here, so it's just a really good position to get set up in the early game. But man, Tiamba, we didn't talk about them too much at the end of that game, but there is definitely
more difficult. A lot of the rotational tools will probably be removed as well, so it is going to be a long rotate with Vitality. You are correct. That might end up, or probably will end up, creating a little bit more of a passive game for them, a slower game for them. 4 Thrives though, loving life. You know, they get down towards Ferry Pier, the yellow's on the eastern side, there's no one around here, it's chilled out, it's peaceful. You get yourself set up nice and early on one of the prior compounds as we head into Zone 2. I think the scary thing about this one is it does eke in a little bit of Sosnovka, and there isn't a 0% possibility that this doesn't go down towards Sosnovka in the future. It still can, it could even center up around Bridge. Satan on our screens. You know what, the last game, first time I've seen Satan. In Smiles tournament, by the way. Even when they win, he usually looks like something's gone wrong.
He enjoyed that one.
He did like that one. That was a nice win for him.
Yeah, they were chuffed to bits. And to be fair, it was great. You know, nice head-to-head. 2 very talented squads. Lots of contrast of play styles, but Enigma Galaxy proving that it was on the money today in that first game. So low on utility, but made every bit count. Can they keep it going, though? You start well on Rondo. How does it look then moving in here to Arangao? Another chicken dinner, big placements. What are we looking at?
He did like that one. That was a nice win for him.
Yeah, they were chuffed to bits. And to be fair, it was great. From them, that'll be a nice, I suppose, sort of litmus test of what the quality of this team's going to be looking like throughout the next 2 days here.
Ida, this guy's kind of crumbled. They made the similar approach to Tiamba actually last game, but I think what
it was on the
Tiamba did very differently. They isolated the Vitality compound away from Aurora, whereas Ida kind of came from that north side and just sandwiched themselves. I thought that was a very strange play for Ida to make. I think most of the time, most teams would understand that probably don't want to place yourself between those two squads or those two buildings. They're very popular in that location on Rondo. But I don't think either of them had done badly before. They had some really cool clutch moments, some super awesome 1v3s right at the end of the games. Like, they have what it takes to be a champion, but not like that. Or stop making silly mistakes.
Obviously, we touched on Vitality going down kind of early into that one. Two other squads that I'm assuming towards the end of the day will be in a very different place to where they are in the standings right now would be both Forthrights and Godlike. Two teams that have got so much firepower, even just individuals as well.
Yeah.
Valak gets some of that old 4 back out immediately, mate. You won't only see it, you'll hear it from the crowd.
I mean, he looked happy when I saw him this morning. Ready to go. He's got a little bit of a shy smile on him as well. I quite like it.
It's cheeky.
He is cheeky. It is cheeky. But even when I was talking to him yesterday, he seemed like he was ready and raring to go. The rest of the team all looked happy. IQ is in high spirits, which is very, very good news for the team. Be able to give that advice and those crucial bits of information, where the team wants to go, how they want to play it out. You need all of your team to be happy. Though I am kind of worried about Godlike and Orangutan.
Okay.
Not because of gameplay we've seen so far, just because this is a finals at EWC. I think for them, it would be unwise not to say they're under pressure. I think if you're a fan of both these squads, and maybe today looks a little bit rough for them, I would caveat with that there is a tremendous amount weighing down on them right now, being in such a prestigious finals versus some really damn good squads. I'm hoping they could probably get back into the run of it, like by match 3 potentially. But if it takes till tomorrow, I think that's fine as well. OG already still showing off that they have the rotations capability to make it happen. They got far into that late game. Not a lot of eliminations, that's fine. Godlike similarly, still that aggression in play. I like to see it, but maybe not where we really wanted it to happen during that game.
I think it's also for teams like that, Blank. For our other squads that were forced to play survival stage, you've had to consistently keep grinding and keep that form on the go.
Yeah, exactly.
You come out from your group in those top team spots, you get a few days off, but that does cool you down a little bit. And the thing that's changed is what's going on behind us. The energy in the arena, the noise, the hype. They're getting excited because Forthrights has made the play. That's IQ with an opening takedown. But that's the difference as well. You come back into this area, Blank.
Advice and those crucial bits of information. Where the team wants to go, how they want to play it out. You need all of your team to be happy. Though I am kind of worried about Godlike and Orangutan.
Okay.
Not because of gameplay we've seen so far, just because this is a finals at EWC. I think for them, it would be unwise not to say they're under pressure. I think if you're a fan of both these squads, and maybe today looks a little bit rough for them, I would caveat with that there is a tremendous amount weighing down on them right now, being in such a prestigious finals versus some really damn good squads. I'm hoping they could probably get back into the run of it, like by match 3 potentially. But if it takes till tomorrow, I think that's fine as well. OG already still showing off that they have the rotations capability to make it happen. They got far into that late game. Not a lot of eliminations, that's fine. Godlike similarly, still that aggression in play. I like to see it, but maybe not where we really wanted it to happen during that game.
I think it's also for teams like that, Blank. For our other squads that were forced to play survival stage, you've had to consistently keep grinding and keep that form on the go.
Yeah, exactly.
You come out from your group in those top team spots, you get a few days off, but that does cool you down a little bit. And the thing that's changed is what's going on behind us. The energy in the arena, the noise, the hype.
They're getting excited because 4 Thrives has made the play. That's IQ with an opening takedown. But that's the difference as well. You come back into this area, Blank. Sure, with the noise-cancelling headphones, they might not be hearing it, but I tell you what, they can feel it. The vibration. I know the floor is trembling under my feet, so it'll be the same down there on the stage for our players. And if you're trying to instantly snap back into that tournament-winning mindset after a few days off with all this going on, it might take a game to try and lock back in.
Yeah. I don't like that, though, from Aurora. Because you can scout that a lot easier just by sending over towards the beachhead, having a look over towards Lighthouse and be like, okay, there's a guy up there waiting. Try and check the girders. I always think it's an odd maneuver to try and just send someone, slingshot them across. And it's like, well, we know there's someone across there, though, but you also just lost a player. Like, to crumble slightly. Tony K came in like a demon, though, from the sidelines. Big WizGod was not expecting him to be the rest of the game. We're going to get very looted before we even think about moving. And we're still on Sosnovka with this one. 4 Thrives looking good. Down towards the southern edge here. Vitality trying to confirm over towards that compound that sits towards the field. I don't think that's a bad idea here. It gives you a lot of control of the Longwoods that sits around this area. Not sure what S2G is doing. I think they've got boats. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it seems like at least one boat in play there. Dream scenario, maybe it's a hovercraft wrap back over to the mainland, grab their teammates, then get involved with the action later. Meanwhile, though, Godlike taking on Tiamba. Milu on his last leg, suffering a casualty there for the Tiamba squad. It's a decent start, but Godlike have received 1 knock onto their roster. This is the establisher. You can see the fight here from the top down. QZZ with a nade into the ditch. Manya very low, but backpedals into safety with cover to play with.
All right, first nade goes long here. Axe Power holding down the fortress, keeping that drawbridge pulled up. Takes a fair bit of damage here, but he's refusing to move. Manya will reinforce the front gates. Actually, he goes for a swing by, try and get some information on that. So Eagle's going to move around, understanding the position has been compromised.
Slowly trying to take some space back. Faint smoke wall goes up. Ooh, only gets worse for Aurora as well. And that's quick from Alula finding them. This was the other team that was on the island. There's now a third party that's joined them with that late rotation round from S2G. Looks like they did go back to grab the rest of the squad. Yeah, it was Kamikaze in the hovercraft. That's paid off for them to fight towards them. Ulf, interestingly, taking the hit over as well to Godlike. So that battle turns into a third party fight.
Good for Godlike there. Quick swing around. Take shots over towards Ulf. For them, Ulf should be able to pick the players back up. They've got a good spot right now. It's not as safe as they might like it to be, but it is decently central. It feels like the circle's peeling away from Sosnovka at this point. They have very limited space to work with. Alula trying to make the cross. S2G, Hamzi at distance. Will find a shot over towards Aurora there, leaving them at 0. Out of the game early, 23 points is where they'll end. On a single point earned on this one.
So a great start on Rondo, but a bit of taste left in their mouths off the back of the Erangel performance.
These guys have been playing the same game. I think this is the first time they've been inside the circle since the beginning. How does their entry work, actually? How are we still on the bridge?
Yeah, this is kind of unreal. At some point, I thought we'd move.
Yeah, we're still here. I mean, Sosnovka's still in as well. I cannot believe this.
Luna also took another casualty from STG on the backside, so they've called it quits and actually rushed over the bridge now into the mainland. Yeah, but that's only a trio blank. Damage onto Yasser as well.
Oh, Enigma Galaxy might try and trade up. They're just in. They're just in. They're absolutely playing a different game at the moment. I mean, I'm glad finally there's some shots that go towards them now. It's just such a wild play from Enigma Galaxy. Coop's taking a hell of a lot of damage. Slowly careening back in towards his team. And lock it down. They have lost one off the back of that. Vehicles are smoking, flaming. Ashes dash with Gal now. I mean, that's 3 eliminations potential there for them, but they're worried about these sidelines to the side. Furia. Give it some welly.
Siam. What? Doing Tiamba things once again. Tony K low on HP on the top floor, upside in the attic. Looking for an angle here, but with the distant shot, claps back onto Eagle. Aking gets a little bit high octane as he charges through the ground floor. Nade on the stairs. Mormon's cooking one of his own to bounce down. Godlike getting involved with the fight. That's Manya just outside the window. Big Papa Pump in his hands. So many teams crunching in.
Yeah, good Molotov here, but really good timing from Godlike as they move into this one, just leaving Aking alive here for Tiamba. Irina on the upstairs with the 4v2v1. Really good stuff. I mean, this is a good entry point coming through for Godlike, and they understand if they can get rid of 2 teams, they're going to be opening up a lot of space down here. Edmino, still how high.